So, hi you guys. It just occurred to me that my voice issues, which are particularly bad when I'm doing this, may be to do with the smudging. I hope not, but I might try from here in doing it with the singing bowl. I mean, you can, it's the intention behind it. I love my Palo Santo, but maybe it's the... So anyway, I'm going to experiment with... I can't believe it didn't occur to me until today. But, you don't get to it till you get to it. I'm just looking at the various things I had written down to see which is really the one. Well, the first one, it just was stunning to me. I was trying to go down for a nap. I get up at, like 3 in the morning, so I usually go back for a nap around 5 or 6, and I could not get to sleep. And I had put on a wind sounds, which seems to be really working for me these days. It was something about like being able to take shelter during the windstorm. I was safe, I was in my bed, I felt, snuggled in while, woo, outside the storm was raging. And I suddenly hearkened back to a situation that I was told about. I didn't witness it, but I love it. I think it's a great image. A friend of mine was having a visit with a friend of theirs, and the friend of theirs started having a what really looked like a panic attack. I don't know if you've ever had one. They can be just so intense and express in different ways. Sometimes, your heart pounds and you feel like you're having a heart attack. Sometimes your heart pounds and you feel like it's an out-of-body experience. You're watching some kind of, it's like you're in a movie or something. It's a dissociation, which is very scary. And there are various other ways, I'm sure, but you're basically in fight or flight response. You're just, in a panic, running for your life, and literally I've had panic attacks where I had to move. My legs, I was lying down in a bed, but my legs were going like this. It was like I had to burn off that cortisol energy. And once a friend of mine, I just said, we got to walk. And I was walking and I kept saying faster, 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 because I had to like burn off the crazy neurochemicals in my body. Fight or flight, I was doing a flight. Because the body tries to come back from it. Anyway, this woman was having a panic attack. And my friend, she said, I got to go to the hospital. I think I'm having a heart attack. And I got to go outside. She went outside, she was running around, it happened to be raining. And it was like a Lear in the storm, there was a storm on the inside, there was a storm on the outside. And it almost felt better to her to equalize the pressure. Storm, I don't know how else to say that, but my friend talked her inside and, got her into flannel jammies because she was soaked, and laid her down in front of the wood stove, didn't lay her down, just said, like he had 2 golden retrievers, and he called them over, and they lay down in front of the wood stove. And he said, lie down between the dogs, you know, while I go get my coat and my car keys and bring the car around. But he let her lie down. He just waited a moment. And she was between the, you know, the warmth of these two sleepy, grounded golden retrievers. You know, that energy of the dog that keeps you warm. And that's what I envisioned as I was trying to get to sleep. Suddenly I was the wet girl brought in out of the rain, given flannels, given 2 dogs, you know, at least a 2-dog night, and the nervous system just went boo, 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 boo. And I was able to, I mean, before I knew it, I was asleep with the wind sound buffeting outside. The wisdom to me of that, of my friend who just gave it a minute, you know, because if you're having a panic attack, and this has happened to me, you're brought to the ER. It's a weird, you know, it's fluorescent lights and tests, and, you know, if you land in the care of a good person who knows it's a panic attack and can kind of talk you down, I've had that. Wasn't quite a golden retriever on either side, but I had instructions to go to the safe place, to imagine my favorite spot and put myself there. And these days it's between two golden retrievers, and it works. So, I mean, find what works. There's some feeling state you can evoke that makes you feel safe. Knight of Wands. This can be a scattered energy, exactly that. The nervous system going in every direction, you know, just freaking out. It doesn't usually mean freaking out, but it does mean energy that doesn't have a place to go. And there's the shutdown. You know, the Knight of Wands is the flight element of flight, fight, or freeze. Those are the responses that your body makes, you know, that was encoded in us back when we had lizard brains. You know, way back in the evolutionary growth of the brain is the limbic system, which is the oldest, that's to do with self-preservation. You know, and if you perceive a threat, those are kind of 3 of the modes. They've added a few more, including like the equivalent of flop, you know, playing possum. So this is the shutdown, you know, this is 4 of Pentacles, and I don't know if you can see it, but it shows this guy absolutely a duck and cover position. The freeze element. I can't move. I won't move. Ace of Wands. This is sort of life coming back. The warmth, perhaps. Because wands are warm energy. You know, it's not an aloof energy. It's an energy that engages. And somehow I'm seeing this as like the warmth of the, you know, summoning up the image of the golden retrievers, or whatever that warmth is. I mean, it's what this character is searching for in their scattered way that causes them to clamp down. This is what they were searching for. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Like the spark. That was the other thing I wrote down, which is actually kind of pertinent to that. It's that feeling like your foot falls asleep. And it's interesting that that terminology, falls asleep. The circulation gets cut off and it's all pins and needles, and it's not comfortable. When it stops feeling nothing, when it starts to come back, the circulation returns. It's pins and needles in a way that's pain. You know, you don't want anybody to touch it. And so this is sort of like when things start to come back to life. When they've been clamped down, when the circulation has been cut off through fear. The best of that Wands energy comes back because this is a cold situation. I mean, look at the colors. It's cold. It's dank. It's warm. It's bright. It's golden. There's something pure about the animal warmth that we miss. You know, and those of us who live alone, that's a tough one. Three of Wands. A lot of fire in this reading. This is, you know, waiting to see what's coming in. That anticipation. It's kind of like waiting for I keep using that analogy of the foot that's gone to sleep, waiting for life force to return. Waiting for the other. I'm not sure. Perhaps this is another person waiting for that Knight of Wands to, you know, neither go too fast, Knight of Wands, or to not move at all, Four of Pentacles. Because those are two extremes. To be scattered and all over the place, or to be clamped down, to flight or to freeze. So this may be a second character waiting for this other person to regulate their nervous system almost, right? Another Wands energy. Another fire energy. This is strength. This is courage. This is coming forward. This is like often referred to as taming the beast. I'm trying to get it so it's not glaring, but it's a little closer. She's there with the lion, calming it down. Compassion for the individual's compassion for themselves. To quiet their, I mean, look at this. I love how this works. That lion is sort of the golden retriever. You know, the animal warmth. The image you can summon that fortifies you with its warmth. And this character may be waiting for the other one, the erratic knight or the clamped down one, to get their Ace of Wands going, you know, their life force, waiting for them to come in. come in from the cold. Been waiting a while. Tell us about the Ace of Wands. Yeah, we've gotten that combo. Okay. Yeah, we've gotten this combo a few times. It's not really funny. 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. 5 and 5 is 10. 10 in Major Arcana is Wheel. Things are going to change. And 5s are cards of the need for change. This card shows up a lot for us. The dust up. The conflict. Same 5 of Swords. Usually this depicts the battlefield. The win-lose situation. In this deck, it shows the woman, the individual, getting out of a trap. You know, finding their way through. The bird is sort of leading the way. Like a totem animal, sort of, or a spirit guide is showing the way through out of this mental obstruction. Like, again, the nervous system. This is very much in the body. You know, those golden retrievers lying down next to the panicking woman who was disassociating and running around. You know, like, where am I? Who am I? This is in sword energy to do with thought and other stuff, language and communication. And this is sort of the breakdown of that energy, but also the ability to move beyond it, to calm the nervous system. And the major arcana in this spread is strength, is that warmth, is quieting the beast, the ability to do it. You know, and not once, but again and again, there's the infinity symbol. Because it's, you know, we get scared. Repeatedly. I do anyway. If the wind blows too hard, I get scared. In real life, when the wind blows hard, my house, I'm on the north face, right on the coast, on sort of a cliff above the water. It's not really a cliff, but it's a drop off. And when the wind blows, the gutters on my house make this noise that's a little scary. Woo, you know. And I've trained myself to hear it as a flute sound. That calms me down. This is on Knight of Wands. And it makes sense because Knight of Wands who's darting around, there's been some sort of disturbance in the energy that has overwhelmed this person and put them into this place of blocking. Yet more wand energy. This is kind of amazing. 4 of Wands, which is a place of peace and accord, where you're in accord with your environment. You know, such that you can be in connection with somebody else, you know, in a way that's not 5 of Wands, not this. Absolute opposite, really. Here are the two, here are the two birds fighting. It's really a struggle. And here are the two people calm. It's like this is the trigger, and this is the possibility for that kind of resolution. And it goes on Ace of Wands. If you add the Ace to the 4, you get 5 of Wands. And I remember I said there are triggers all around us. It's kind of a two-pointed strategy to limit the effect of those triggers by that calming mechanism. Bring on the warmth. Even the image of the warmth will change the way your brain functions. It'll take it out of this crazy place and into a place of comfort. But you also, I think, we need to work toward, to the degree that we can, removing the triggery stuff. Like, don't walk into the buzzsaw. Don't, if you know you're going to get triggered by something in a big way, that'll make you do like this. 4 of Pentacles. It's like, bring to mind the warm thing. And that sort of lands you in 4 of Wands, out of 5 of Wands, into at least an attitude where this is possible. Ace of Wands speaks to the possibility. This is something that is offered. And this is sort of the fulfillment of that. You're in accord with your environment. You're in accord with the other guy. So let's get one on the 5 of Swords, this other difficult energy that needs to change and is in the process of changing, because this character's moving on. There's still some things to be worked out in that realm of thought and reactivity in the brain. And the warmth allows you to come back into your body. You're no longer disassociating. And part of what anchors you is the calm of somebody else. Even summoning it in your head. I just keep saying that because, it works for me. There's a kind of magic in that. Tell us about the 3 of Wands, the person who's waiting. Alchemist. Again in Wands energy. This isn't Magician. This is Temperance in this deck. It brings on an alchemical change. Things are combined in such a way that there's a big change. Lead into gold. Energies are transmuted. And this character, you can see, is pouring a vessel, the contents of one vessel into another. Blending of energies. I'm sorry, it ought to be lit there, and I just, Card of Sagittarius. And it's the Archer. And it's like, this is sort of the arrow. Sagittarius, sights the target and shoots the bow. And it's almost like this person is waiting for that arrow, that Ace of Wands. that directional energy of wands to come in. There's a trajectory. And it appears to be from struggle of that shaken up nervous system through the response freeze into the potential for warmth that leads us to Four of Wands. And this is the person waiting for that arrow, I think. And this is divine timing. You know, how long do you wait? As long as it takes. Because I think this person, the original character, perhaps needs to catch up. Not in this Knight of Wands panicky way. This is divine timing and patience. Timing, temperance. It's almost like getting the same beat, except it's not boom, boom. It's not goose stepping. It's this blend. It's sort of like this. A call and response, something like that. The trajectory, the arrow coming in. Let's clarify Five of Swords, which I think I had said I was clarifying, but I got corrected. Five of Swords, please. The mental state we're moving through. Okay. It's just a water energy, the feeling energy in major arcana that we keep getting. Cancer, Pisces. Water energies are about deep feelings, connection, also the deep dive into the kind of collective unconscious. And this is the forward movement that can result from this. It's carrying that water energy forward. It's like you go down, 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 perhaps push off and then move forward, having aligned something, having gone into the dark, the subconscious, and realigned something to do with your feeling of connection. This isn't about disassociating. It's about kind of processing the feelings. And that this is also, Moon can be a card of fear, of hesitation to go there. You know, the desire to do this, not to move forward, but to clamp down. But that's changing. Five of Swords speaks to mental change. Through this deep, I mean, it was me trying to get to sleep, into this place, to feel safe enough to be vulnerable. For the nervous system to say, I don't need to be on guard. You know, in that panicky way of self-protection. I can let go, I can release, and trust this process. Enter this realm. And when I come back, a work has been done down there that brings the emotions that were accessed through this into something we can harness for forward movement. For forward movement. So we have fire and water, the warmth and the feelings being brought into accord. Four of Wands implies that. So does temperance. An accord, a synthesis. Okay, so let's just clarify Four of Coins, Four of Pentacles, the clamp down. How did we get out of that? Because I think we did, or we are. because it's the end of that cycle. 10 of Swords. You know, 10 of Swords can be experienced as a, in traditional Rider-Waite, it's the guy with 10 swords in his back. Somebody who's flattened. It's like their nervous system is just... But it's the end of that cycle. It's the end of that cycle. Because something's been processed, worked through, and changed in sword energy. So whatever this person clamped down, that's over. There's a being brought back to life. I was going to say vivication. I don't know if that's even a word. But like resuscitated. It's a resuscitation through warmth. You're brought back from the panic that makes you freeze. I really like how this business of the panic attack being calmed plays out all through this reading. And strength, please, which is, there are now several major arcanas on the board, but before I name them, I want to go through. Well, we need another one on strength and another one on alchemist. Tell us about the strength, the warmth, the taming of the beast, the comfort. I love it. Page of Wands, searching for it. But not in the way of Knight of Wands, I search everywhere. I'm insanely agitated. This is a peaceful road. This is the peaceful path. And where does it lead? Ace of Swords. To that new neural pathway. Don't you love it? Here's the pathway. The warm pathway that calms the nervous system. So it leads to clarity, to a new way of perceiving and thinking. Gives us the courage. Oops, that was upside down. The courage to move forward, to find it. So the warmth calms the mental process. And because swords can be cold. But this is an opportunity for clarity. And kind of once we've warmed up, you know, we can wake up. I'm going to stop there. You know, there's a bit of imbalance on the board, and I would have gone right to find one more thing, but it seems complete to me. Is it complete? Yes, it is. Okay, because also we have the closing out of one cycle and the Ten of Swords and the birth of the new Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, baby. Yeah. And what's coming that this person is waiting for? A peace, synthesis, healing. You know, I mean, this is a card of in accord too, along with Chariot. Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old, in with the new. You know, and find that, we need to find that image, that feeling, to evoke that sense of peace inside. And be able to bring it out into the world. process it, bring it out. Moon, Chariot. Warm it up. Get warm, get clear.